for the Unified Heavyweight Championship of the World. The fight starts now! Kubrat, the Cobra Pulev, AJ Joshua!
As the referee, and we're underway. No instructions needed. Rocked by Dillian White, Alexander Povetkin, and of course Andy Ruiz.
The ring looking like he's willing to trade.
Trying with the advantage. Another jab to the body by Pulev.
Klitschko coming in that first round, he kind of buckled Klitschko with a well-timed jab.
Trained Andy Ruiz for his upset of Joshua last year. He told me the key for Pulev is to time it, then come over the top with that right hand.
Yeah, Pulev, a very different fighter, though. Very different on jab and a good, strong right hand. But it's just much more conventional than that.
It'll serve Joshua right if he can aim that jab at the chest or even the belly, because right now...
One of the few punches landed in the first round. We only have a minute to go. Another jab just
like this. He got hit with a left hook, went down, stood up, did a little dance, and then got hit.
For him just to establish some rhythm here early in the fight.
Well, rhythm is important. Things right. He's disciplined, fighting behind the jab.
Kubrat,
and then maybe exploited, although Pulev doesn't go to the body very well either. Long right hand.
The range under control. You got him under control with the range, and then you bring him onto that left.
Change something with his style in fighting the younger man, and the more
he's used to fighting behind that jab, but he's awkward in there, so you just got to be patient with it.
To open up the second round, takes a good long look. Pulev tries to the body. Joshua couldn't quite uncork it. Will we see? So far, Joshua not fighting with an abundance of where the champ has been. There's a jab to the face.
As long as Joshua, right here, he just needs to not stand right in front of him and then look for the right open.
And there's a combination from Joshua. Joshua, your thoughts here in the early moments of this fight?
Chris, it's picking up. It started off slow. I think both men wanted to have a second, and there's been a bit of engagement. But as you can see, both men are precautiously, man.
Joshua, thank you so much. Again, final minute of round that Andy Ruiz threw that hurt Joshua in New York City. Good long jab there by Joshua. I've got to be myself. Again, I mentioned like Danny Garcia last week against Errol Spence, but will he win on points? I mean, very unlikely.
Not sure to land something over the top.
Able to block those shots pretty well.
Well, the path.
And there's that long jab by Joshua, Sergio.
It's a long flicking.
And I think he pretty much hit a good kind of diagnosis, same tempo. And so we'll see, can Kubrat Pulev be a little more fight? Because these rounds are being scored, and we saw that jab, Sergio, and Joshua getting out of trouble. Moving his head nicely, gets under the hook as well, weaves.
Well, so far we've seen the Saudi Arabia version of Anthony Joshua. Is that fair to say, Felsey underneath? So good defensive skills by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Pulev is hurt. Second right.
Still, this is rather tentative. Long right hand.
That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill. Pulev says he's not hurt, screaming out.
Where he got hurt with Andy Ruiz, getting reckless, going aggressive, and going toward
champion. Knocking Pulev around the ring, hits him with an uppercut as well. Another uppercut, that hurt Pulev.
That's what you said against Ruiz. Let's see, can he close the show?
And Anthony Joshua is a composed and ferocious finisher. Watch this.
That we saw through his first 20 fights. Pulev is hurt. Pulev on the ropes again.
Does he want any more? The uppercut. Pulev down on his back. Back in there, this could end.
Right hands, now a hook. Another uppercut. That uppercut has found a home. He is hitting him every time.
Can't wait to start this round. Come on, ref, let him start. To that point, you could take a point away, or at least warn Joshua, and opened up, landing his big shots. That was beautiful. Sharp jab, down twice already.
Hey, Brian, see, that's an instinctual reaction. See right there, Pulev still has game.
That's just what clearly cannot just walk to this man.
No, it's a very smart strategy throughout for Joshua to keep.
Yeah, this was, to that point, the Anthony Joshua we saw in Saudi Arabia. He was able to flip the switch, and he went full bore for the knockout. Kept going, got knocked down on his back, took a late shot from Joshua after the bell.
So right now, Pulev, it was fight or flight for Pulev, and right now he chose fight. He's coming forward, and
Joshua was knocking everybody out. And then when Tyson Fury boxed beautifully against Wilder and not... That uppercut is a thing of beauty, Sergio.
That's exactly the same uppercut that Klitschko...
Yeah, but it's to throw his uppercut to put Dillian Whyte down.
Round number 5, heavyweight championship. Got our full team led by Gabby Logan there ringside. We'll have full reaction after this bout. Joshua putting Kubrat Pulev, the tough Bulgarian fighter, in this fight. I mean, Chris, when he was getting rattled around, it looked like it was going to end.
Keep down, as Vladimir Klitschko learned in 2014.
I'm likely at this point in the fight. I'm sure he still wants to stop his man, but that's a tense and being selectively aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know if I call it a weakness, but I had this is to be entertaining, to please the crowd, and that's what sometimes gets him in trouble.
Combination of his boxing ability and his power. That would be something truly amateur. I was a real boxer. I can box, I can get on my toes, I can box. I just fell in the special. Good hard jab and a right hand by Joshua. That's a snap the head back.
That right uppercut will land again. That straight right will land again.
And there was a period of time where most people in the world thought Anthony Joshua was able to beat down Deontay Wilder.
Unbeatable. Both have significant flaws that begin kind of a blown-up cruiserweight. So it's an excellent matchup.
Effective work by Anthony.
He's doing exactly what I said earlier.
This is what he has to do right here. See that jab? He's not getting carried away.
Here we go, round 6. Anthony Joshua looking sharp. First fights to fight. Now Kubrat Pulev in the same, under the same circumstances.
On his legs, he's coming forward, and his best punch is a jab, and right there he lands it again. So
with the right hand, Joshua gets underneath it. Jabs left.
Yeah, he's throwing hard jabs and defending himself against that Pulev jab.
As confidence from Joshua. He's got his head up a little bit, but he's smiling, he's loose, and he has more conviction on
as often as we had in some of his more successful moments.
Tries with the hook. He's 39 years old. He's in great condition. His only loss to Vladimir Klitschko, but with the right hand. So Joshua has still got to be careful. Good long jab by Joshua.
Joshua measures him inside. If the ref isn't saying break, you can punch. And that's where he's got his only chance, really.
Try to land a big shot. If you time it, you can connect with a bigger one.
And now a little dancing.
To the right hand by himself. Just move off to the right after your jab or double jab. Keep him nice and control, okay? Come on.
He's got Pulev way behind him on the scorecards, but I want to see the action he gave us in the next couple of rounds, because we know Anthony can be vulnerable. So I think...
Gareth, thank you very much. Gareth a little bloodthirsty, huh? Wants to see this end. Exhilarating, Sergio, about that third round. Joshua throwing his hands is something...
Now it's time for him to just let caution to the wind and go forward.
Chris, do you like the way he's boxing?
You know, the opponent that went down, he already went through the worst, so that's when he gets encouraged, and I think that's what we're seeing.
Boxing, because he's going upstairs, downstairs, looking for that big right hand, and that uppercut. 3 in a row right there.
There it is.
4.
There it is.
When he didn't give instructions, very puzzling. When you have a referee in there for the heavyweight champ and throwing that vicious uppercut multiple times.
Started that combination earlier in the round.
And by the way, just to finish that thought earlier, whatever Survivor, right?
Called it.
Nice right hand by Pulev.
Yeah, Pulev jumping in with the right. Kubrat Pulev, longtime IBF mandatory challenger. Again, just one pro loss, and now can he win? I don't know if he's taken a round.
Every time Joshua throws that jab to the chest.
Championship, can he come up with something? Because at this point, he's going to have to stop Anthony Joshua. I think.
What would you tell Pulev?
Well, Pulev needs to be a little bit more aggressive.
To both fighters. Well, you've got to warn them specifically, because I think Pulev has answered back.
Joshua has his head up in the air, a little high.
And even in that instance, Pulev didn't try to cheap shot Joshua. He had a chance. He landed that right hand. Good right hand by Pulev. Now smells a little weakness in Joshua. Not much, but it could be his big chance.
3 steady, 4 steady jabs to the torso. That's exactly what I want to see more of.
Good work by Joshua.
He needs to be a lot more athletic with it.
Final minute.
And we're starting to mix it up a little bit more.
Doing exactly what I thought he would. What his plan was is to be disciplined, be smart.
Let's go ringside.
Pulev has won this round, but it's definitely his best round to date.
We'll get the Wembley Stadium packed once again, but you see the right hand, Sergio. He's retired now, I can say that, can't I? He was retired then, by the way. Round 9, heavyweight title. Joshua has shown the ability to box in this fight against Kubrat Pulev, And Joshua now able to keep Pulev back with that stick. And Pulev now at that distance. We've been in the fight from that distance. There it is. As a stiff jab from Anthony Joshua.
There. And you hear the calling out from both sides.
Chris, how do you have it scored?
Well, I've got it basically 7 rounds to 1. Joshua actually gave Pulev the last round a strong first minute. I thought he landed the most consequential.
But it's a good scorecard. Look at these uppercuts. 2 of them landed. 3, 4 uppercuts.
It leaves you susceptible. When you,
oh, another one. And Pulev is hurt. Pulev is rocked. He's on shaky legs.
He is wobbling around the ring.
What a finish.
Third knockdown of the fight for Anthony Joshua. Right hand! And down goes Pulev. And they get to 10. And Anthony... emphatic win that he can be proud of and take his confidence now and good sportsmanship